Colleen Kelly, and this is Round Trip with Colleen Kelly, your go-to podcast for unforgettable stories, top tips, and all the adventures that you've been waiting for. Thank you for listening. I'm so happy that you all are here. I appreciate all your support. And today we're going to talk about cruising. I'm very excited. Emerald cruises and scenic cruises, river cruising and yacht cruising. So it's going to be fun. I'm so excited for all of you to join us because we're talking about cruising for this whole episode. And we are very lucky to have Alexa Lazerow. She's the head of public relations for Scenic Group and Emerald Cruises. So thanks for jumping on the show because I just want to live vicariously through those two ships behind you right now.
I know it's the best background, but no, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And truly, this is the best topic to talk about.
Yeah, and what I love too is that you're yacht style cruising and river cruising, but they're two separate groups under the same brand. Can you explain that to everybody?
Absolutely, 100%. So Scenic Group is the umbrella brand. It's the umbrella company. And then underneath Scenic Group, there's two brands, Scenic and Emerald. Some people think that one company is just river cruising, one company is just yachts. Both brands have luxury river cruises and luxury yachts.
That's exactly what I thought. That one was the other. So when you explained it to me, I'm like, oh, Emerald does both and Scenic does both.
Yeah.
What is the difference, though, between the two of those brands?
Okay, so as I like to put it, I think that Emerald and Scenic, the customers are pretty similar. Scenic is definitely at a slightly higher price point. Just to give a little bit of background, Scenic Group this year is celebrating 40 years, so it's our big anniversary. And the company started as a tour company in Australia. And then we transitioned to river through Scenic, and then several years later, Emerald was acquired. So the Scenic customers have been with us a bit longer throughout the journey and the whole lifetime of this company. But I would say that the ships are pretty similar. There are a few differences. For instance, with Emerald, when it comes to excursions, we have something called Emerald Active. So what that means is the excursions are a little bit more fast-paced. And of course, Scenic is best known for Scenic Eclipse, which is the world's first discovery yacht. You go to amazing destinations like Antarctica and so forth. So they are similar, but there are slight differences.
And what are the differences between, you just said the yacht style, like what can people expect when they get on the yacht cruise versus also the river cruise? If you could paint a picture for us.
Of course. First up, between the two brands aesthetically, the colors are a little bit different. The Scenic Eclipse, there's more dining venues. So I think that's important to note. And then the ships, there's slightly different layout. There's a few different small tweaks, but there's a difference between a luxury yacht for a super yacht and a river cruise based off of where they go, occupancy, and so forth.
And so when you get on a yacht style cruise versus river, like I am going to go on a river cruise for the first time ever in August, and I'm actually
so
taking
excited.
Emerald. I'm so excited. And then my co-host, she's doing Scenic. What's going to be different for the two of us and unique? We just can't wait. So. But I haven't done it yet. That's what I'm asking you.
Well, in full transparency, I've actually never gone on a river cruise. And I think that's what excites me so much about this company, that I actually took my vacation and I'm going on an Emerald River cruise, just like you, Colleen. I'm going on the Douro in Portugal next month. So I'm not sure when this is airing, but in a few weeks, I would have experienced it. When it comes to river cruises, the actual cruise is definitely more narrow because you get through all of the channels and the rivers in Europe. In terms of suites, dining venues, that's all there. I would say that river cruises and also our yachts are fantastic, that we have some local performers, we have some really nice local touches. But I think the biggest difference is the actual look and feel of the ship. And then also when you go on a river cruise, you're sailing during the day so you can see the scenery, everything outside, and really how beautiful the region is.
Okay, so I'm a first-time cruiser like you're going to be for the river cruises. What can a first-time cruiser expect?
You know what? I would go in with an open mind. You, of course, and so many people who listen to this podcast, you're extremely and well-traveled. So go in with an open mind. I think river cruising is very different from super yachts, which is different from the mega ships. So a cruise is a cruise. You're going to go to amazing destinations. You're going to see fabulous things, eat great food. But river cruising is 100% the way that the market is pivoting. I think that so much of cruising has always been focused on these mass market ships, which are fantastic. But again, the industry is going more towards these intimate, smaller ships, which make it more personalized, and it is a different experience.
I love the fact that you can get into little ports that a lot of the big ships can't, and the big ships do have their advantages, obviously, for a lot of people, but the fact that you can get into these ports, and see, places that a lot of people cannot see if they're on that big ship,
Yeah.
which is gonna be fun because there's a lot of new places that are on our list I've never been to, and I've been to a lot of places in Europe, but not, some of these little towns because 'cause they're along the river, so it's gonna be a
Yeah.
beautiful trip. I can't wait, but,
And you know what, also just to add, you know what I really love about our river cruises and yachts is that when you pull up to each one of the destinations, we have bikes that are there ready to go for you to use. So I think it's number one, so cool. I'm a huge biker. I'm a very active and healthy person myself, but I love the fact that you can dock in whatever city and then you just hop on a bike and off you go, or you go on your
Oh.
excursion. Yes, so really
That is
cool.
great. They bring the bikes with them, so you don't have to
Yes.
rent them, you just use them and just take off.
Yeah, end of
Oh,
April when I sailed on our brand new super yacht, Emerald Kaya. She's so stunning. When myself and our media group, when we walked up to the ship, there were the bikes beautifully lined up, and I was just so excited. It was really cold, so I didn't get to use them, but I definitely will in Portugal. So the next
oh,
time
for
we talk,
sure.
we'll talk about biking and walking and just the ships generally.
And then also the yachts. Don't you open up the back of the yachts
Yeah,
so
100%.
people can swim? Is that right?
Yes, when
Okay,
I started
that's
at
fun.
Scenic Group, everyone said, Alexa, have you seen Bravo's Below Deck show? And I said, yes, of course, I'm a big fan. And essentially, I think Bravo really showcased it to the world, but it's what our super yachts have. In the back, there's a marina. The marina goes down, and then you bring out all of the water toys. So, of course, it depends on the port, on the weather, on the destination, but you just don't get that on a mega ship.
Oh,
It's
no, not at
yeah,
all.
you can't with that many people. It's intimate, it's fun. And again, I think people say this all the time, and it's really true, especially when I was walking up towards Emerald Kaya. When you look in the port or when you see the ship, you say, oh my God, what oligarch ship is that? Oh my God, what, tech billionaire ship is that? And then you think to yourself, how am I so lucky to sail on it? So I really, really believe that these yachts and these super yachts that we have in our brand, it makes it attainable and achievable. I've done mega ships, I've done river cruises, I've done luxury cruising, but these yachts, it's different, and again, it's attainable to anyone.
Yes, you can feel like a billionaire and you don't have to take care of the yacht, right?
That's
Although
exactly how you feel. I mean, when I went on Emerald Kaya, I just couldn't believe it personally, professionally. Of oh my God, this is what I do for work. This is what I love. It's
yeah.
so beautiful, and it is a different experience. There's an elevation that it's almost hard to describe how chic and sophisticated it is.
Well, you'll have to have the right outfits for that, I think,
Oh,
right?
for sure.
We're women, that's
Packing
what we love
well.
doing. Love
Yes.
picking out the outfits for the trip.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so something else that's unique to Scenic and Emerald is, and I don't know much about this, but you started to tell me, the in-house shipbuilding division.
Yes.
Why is that important?
So, first and foremost, it's definitely a crowded market, right? When you look at cruising, everyone is pouring money into cruises, smaller ships, and so forth. What I absolutely love about this brand are our differentiators, and we do everything in house, start to finish, from literally designing the ships, building them, placing them in the water. So 360, we do that. That's unique because most companies, they have to use third party shipbuilders in order to produce ships and to pump them out. So the fact that we literally control everything start to finish is amazing. And then on top of that, every single person who's on one of our ships, river or yacht, they are a full-time employee of Scenic Group. So
Oh.
oftentimes what happens, yeah, with other cruise lines and just the market generally is the spa team will be a third party team. But
Mm.
that's not the case with us. Everyone is in house. They get their paycheck the same way that I do.
I think that's great. It sounds like you have a very loyal team, if they're in-house, and they're not independent contractors that, who knows how they're gonna work. You kind of know and expect a certain level from them, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also think because we do everything start to finish with our ships, I really believe that is one of the reasons why we are able to pump out ships so quickly. Because if you're using a third party, you're basically in the Rolodex, you're in the lineup of first we have to do this company, then this one, then this one. Versus our owner, Glenn Maroney, our CEO and founder, he says, you know what? I want a river cruise in Portugal. I want a river river cruise in India, and the process is actually much quicker. So, in the time that some companies are pumping out one ship, we are able to pump out three, four times that.
Wow. Okay. So, how many people are on a lot of these yachts? Because, again, my co host is on one right now, and she said
Yes.
she loves it because there's like 190 something people versus, three or 400. She said it makes a huge difference. It
Yeah.
feels very luxury and very personal, the
It's
personal touch.
100%. It's so intimate. I would say across the board on all of our brands, the average capacity is around 120. And that's again looking at both brands, River and Yacht. There is the most massive difference between going on 100-ish person type of vessel versus 3,000, 6,000, etc. I mean, you can travel by yourself. Solo cruising's big. You can go with a friend. You can go with your partner, whoever it may be. You can totally have a solo experience,
Yeah.
or you can meet like-minded people, maybe make a friend at dinner, make a friend on an excursion. So it's the best of both worlds.
And I think in a lot of these cruises too, they'll know you're a solo traveler, and if you wanna meet people, the staff will kinda guide you to some people that are willing to meet solo people,
Yeah,
or sorry, or also, like, as well, like, traveling solo too.
yeah.
Okay, so now one thing I always do with a cruise line is I always look up the cabin. I wanna see what all the cabins look like, and then I look up the dining. So what is it like for people to go on the river cruise? Like, what do those cabins look like,
Yeah,
versus the yacht? And also, what is the dining like? Because I always like to kind of plan that out.
of course, food's
Yeah.
the number one thing. First, I'll
Yeah.
start with the first part of your question. So, when it comes to both river and yacht, I would say that our cabins are really generous in the spacing in terms of the bed, the storage, the bathroom, the balcony, everything. I have to say the number one compliment that we all heard from the Emerald Kaya sailing was, "Oh my God, we've never seen so much hanging space. We've never seen so much
Oh,
door space." Yeah. So
that's
our
important to me.
it's incredible, and it is
Yes.
something down to every one of those details. Our CEO's wife, Karen Maroney, she designs all of our ships. She absolutely has a hand in picking everything down to the mattress, the sheets. By the way, the Emerald Kaya mattress was hands down the best night's sleep I've ever had in best mattress, which is
Oh,
crazy. Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But I would
It took a woman to do that.
of course, a woman's touch for sure. But I think that our suites really are generous in terms of the space. People think smaller ship, smaller room, smaller cabin. I would not say that's the case at all. Again, Emerald Kaya, the ship that I was recently on, had a bigger cabin than I would say most hotel rooms I've been in.
Wow, and storage is so important when you think about a cruise line or a cabin
Yeah,
because, you want the room to feel nice and neat, at least I do, so the more storage I have, the neater it feels and
yeah.
is, and so that makes a big difference to me because then I have a place for all of my our toiletries and our makeup
Oh,
and our
yeah,
shoes, of course, our shoes.
yeah. More
Always
storage,
need
the
the
better. And then
Yeah.
I think something that I love, and I know that other travelers love, is when there's laundry on the ships. So on our
Yes.
yachts, we have them on our new river vessels. We have laundry, and then with the older ones, we're retrofitting them. But I think that makes a difference because then you, as a traveler, don't have to panic of,
Mhm.
am I bringing enough stuff? What happens if it gets dirty? So you have the option of one sending it off, and they will do it for you. That, of course, you pay for on some of the vessels, but also the fact that you can do your own laundry. I just think it's great.
Oh, I think that's great. Then you don't have to bring as much, as many outfits. I like the idea that just when you're on vacation, they're gonna do the laundry for you. That was just me personally,
Oh
because
yeah,
you can also get your laundry done up to the last day
yeah.
and fly home with clean clothes.
Oh, that's the best. When you go
I
home,
mean,
unpack your suitcase and it's clean. And I think
yeah,
it also takes the stress away. Often I have family and friends who say to me, "Well, what's luxury cruising all about? What about a river cruise, a yacht?" Regardless of the category. I think when you're in the luxury space, all of that stress, it's taken away. You don't have to constantly worry about pulling out your credit card or worried about, is my laundry going to come back, or are there going to be
yeah.
crowds at each dining venue. So the stress is taken away. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's just an amazing experience.
And you're just sailing to a new destination every day, which I love about cruising. You don't have to unpack. You just
Yeah.
show up at the next destination. And speaking of destinations, what's exciting right now with people? What are people booking? Where are they going? And where do you go in the world as well? Pretty much
Yeah.
anywhere, it seems like.
So with Scenic
Yeah.
Group, we have something called all season sailing. So we pretty much sail the entire year, which is quite unique, and river cruise companies didn't always do that. What's hot right now, Europe in the summer is always amazing. I think the Mediterranean is key.
Yeah.
Christmas market, so November, December, those are super popular.
Yes, those have gotten really big.
Yeah, yeah. And then our yachts, as an example, if you want to go on Emerald a yacht, you can go to the Caribbean towards the end of the year. That's fantastic.
Oh, so if you can't get to Europe, you can head to the Caribbean in what
Towards the end of the year, yeah,
okay.
in towards December. But I would say what's really new and interesting for us is a few things. We recently announced about India. So we're going to continue building more and more ships in that region because it is very popular. And then also going to the Seychelles. This is something that we as a company have spoken about for a few years. We're making it happen. So yeah, the Seychelles is
Oh,
exciting. That's on my list.
that's supposed to be so incredibly beautiful. That is a destination on my list too.
It's beautiful. And I think that, again, when you talk about both Scenic and Emerald guests, they're very well traveled. So these are people who definitely want to keep pushing the limits and they want to go to new places. When you go to Antarctica, when you're going to the Seychelles, when you're going to India, there's so many places where it's a bucket list check off and they can say to their friends, I went there. I went on a cruise there. So it's a very exciting experience.
We just talked to a good friend of ours on a podcast previously, and he was raving about Antarctica when we asked him like was one of his favorite places and bucket list places
Yeah.
to go was Antarctica. But that is that an expedition cruise, and is that getting big right now? Do you do those?
Yes. I would say if you look at all the destinations we go to, and specifically with Scenic, that is our bread and butter. That is what makes us so special. So Scenic Eclipse and Scenic Eclipse 2 are the world's first discovery yachts. And what does that mean? Most
Yes.
people have never heard that. When you go to places like the Galapagos, Antarctica, these real expedition destinations, people think that luxury goes out the window, that you really have to be roughing and toughing it. And again, our CEO, Glenn Moroney, said that's not the case. You can have the luxury and then also go to those destinations. So, Antarctica is one of the many reasons why people continue to sail with us. What I found fascinating when I joined the company is you're not just going to Antarctica by yourself. There's a full expedition team on board that teaches you everything, that's there with you. They're guiding you through the polar plunge. So I think when you go to all of our destinations, but specifically expedition, you walk away completely enriched with, I went there, I know everything, I just feel highly educated about the region.
That is so exciting, but I'm not sure about the polar plunge because our travel writer who we talked to said he did it, and I said, "You are brave." But he said he had a team, that
Yeah,
that helped them get in and get out really quickly, especially in Antarctica,
yeah, no, that's
right?
my bucket list. When I joined on Scenic Group, I've told many people this. I'm a huge traveler myself. I always have been. That's how I was raised. That's been my entire life. But going to Antarctica with Scenic will be a absolute dream come true.
Oh, I think it'd be incredible. I'm sure you'll be doing that. Although you gotta watch that Drake Passage, right? They have to go through the
Yeah, I've had my bouts of being seasick, so
yeah,
hopefully I'll be okay.
he
But
said it was fine. He went through it, it was fine. He said it's just every once in a while, but that's part of the adventure, I guess, right?
exactly,
And
yeah.
going through things like that. Okay, so what other exciting developments or itineraries are, like, on the horizon for both Emerald and Scenic?
I think really Seychelles, India, Portugal. We're going to continue putting ships in that region. So when you look at cruising as a whole, I think all the cruise lines across the board have gone to so many of the same destinations. And number one, a lot of these cities are saying, hey, there's over tourism. We can't deal with that.
Yes.
We're lucky because we have smaller ships. So we're not bringing 6,000 people in at once. We're bringing 100, 200 plus people. So I think that's one aspect of it. And there's just lots of places to go, lots of places to see.
I know Portugal is definitely on the list. I've been to Portugal, but not on a river cruise, and you're going
Likewise.
there,
Yes.
right? A lot of people are talking Portugal. It just seems to be I keep hearing that in different, aspects from talking to people. But, okay,
Yeah.
so now what if you're a first-time cruiser? Because I remember when I went on my first cruise, I had to research everything, like, what are the rooms like? Just the storage, or what should I expect? What should I wear? Do you have any tips for first-time cruisers, be it the river cruise or yacht cruise? Fine.
So I think, and you mentioned this before, what makes cruising so special is every day, or pretty much every day, you're going to a different destination, but you only unpack one time.
I
I
know.
think that's a huge shift for people who say, I'm not a cruiser or I don't do cruises. That's the biggest thing. When it comes to cruising, you pack obviously for the destination, for the weather. If you need anything, there's tons of things on board. If you forgot, I don't know, your toothpaste, your soap, people are there to help you. So you don't have to worry about that. But in terms of tips and tricks, like go have a great time, see a destination that you've always wanted to go to, and I would say friendliness and attitude is the most important thing. Like, what's the
Yeah.
one of the biggest differences between cruising and the normal travel? There's something about being on a cruise. Everyone is happy, smiley, friendly, and I think that is something that I'll never forget in all of my cruise experiences. Are the people I've met, and then the crew is phenomenal.
And you get to know the crew too on a smaller ship. That's
Right.
what I think is so great. The bigger ships have their advantages in other ways, but you get to know the people. Like the sometimes the captain will come out. Actually, I went on a smaller ship somewhere else, and the captain came out and danced with everybody. I'm
Yeah,
like, wait, what? Because it was a
absolutely.
smaller ship.
And that's
Uh,
and that's really what you experience on Scenic and Emerald. It's not, oh, you're one of 6,000. It's once they meet you, it's Alexa, do you want your coffee with almond milk? Do you want XYZ? So they not only recognize you and the friendliness, it's also remembering. And that is luxury travel. It's not telling the bartender every day what drink you want. They already know. It's on their fingertips. Now, how they have a memory like that, I have no idea. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Me
Meanwhile,
neither.
you'll remember your coffee order or how you like your drink from 15 years ago.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
goodness.
they are angels, they're miraculous. And I think our people and our product, those two things, are really what sets us apart.
The service and the people, that does make a big difference. Sometimes with the smaller ships, I feel like I'm leaving like a cousin after I've got or a couple cousins as after I've got to know them for the whole
Hmm.
week
Oh,
because
yeah.
you I mean, they're just so friendly and they know your name and you know their name, and it's just that's what I love about the smaller ships. And again, I can't say it enough, for people especially that have not tried cruising. There's nothing better than unpacking once
Oh
and
my
just
God.
waking up to another beautiful location. That was
Yes.
what it still fascinates me that we
Yeah.
can do that, and not lugging your suitcase from place to place, right, to get to another city. It's what a vacation should be, which is relaxing and,
Relaxing and stress
um
free.
yeah,
Hmm.
and adventurous too.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. I think that there's something very special about cruising. I love that cruising is multi-generational. You really can go as a whole family. You can see destinations, create these memories. You don't have to worry about, at least on our cruises, you don't have to worry about always paying and all of the add-ons. So you get to enjoy. You get to really enjoy why you went on the cruise. First and foremost, enjoying the ship,
Yes.
enjoying the destination, the people, the cruise. And I wanted to say something else about what you
Yeah.
spoke about a minute ago. There have been times where I've actually cried leaving a cruise because I loved my suite attendant so much, because I absolutely loved the crew on board. So it's bittersweet. You walk for the first time, you really walk on as a stranger, and you 1,000% leave as family.
Yes, I totally agree with you. When I went on a smaller ship, I got to know our, cabin steward, is that what they call it?
Yes.
Okay, we knew all about his family, his kids, where he lived. It was so great to get to know everybody and get to know their background, and I did feel like I was leaving, like I said, a cousin.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
that's
genuine, it's real.
yeah, yeah,
They're really invested in you, you're invested in them. It's an incredible
yeah.
experience. But there's something very, very special about the crew on cruise ships. Hotels are fantastic. There's a certain level of service. I think the entire world can truly
Yeah.
look at cruising and the way that people operate, the way the ships are run. It's seamless.
So speaking of the ships, they're great for multi-gen. Would you say also that maybe it might be a little older kids on the ships, or how does that work? What would you suggest?
For Scenic Group, I would definitely say that our brands are more mature. Some cruise lines definitely embrace younger children, infants, and so forth. I would say that there are some exceptions for younger teens, but our cruise lines are really for adults.
Yeah.
This is perfect for parents, couples, solo, friends traveling together, a girls' trip, honeymoon, anniversary. But there are look, at the end of the day, there are enough cruise lines there where there are cruises for everyone.
Right.
Can you sail multi-gen on us? 1,000%. I could go with my mom, with other family, and we all have a fantastic time. And as you mentioned, maybe one family member wants to chill on the deck, the other one wants to go do excursions all day. So there truly is something for everyone on cruises, and also river cruises and yachts, because people associate river cruises with being boring and slow, and I don't think that's the case at all. We've got
Oh no.
excursions, there's some nice local entertainment, so you're not bored.
Right. I've got a 21 and 24-year-old, coming almost 24. And
Yeah.
they seem to do very well on the smaller ships because they're not teenagers anymore. And so it's a great multi-gen for like that age group. If I
Yeah,
were to bring my parents,
I would say
that
so.
would be like I would think that would be a better fit because they can chill, they can go on little adventures, but they don't need all the constant entertainment that younger kids do.
Yes,
They're adults, so that's kind of a
exactly.
nice fit for us too. All right. Anything else I missed about Scenic and Emerald?
I think we hit on a lot. I mean, when it comes to traveling, I would say that it's all about going to the destination that you really want to go to. I think that cruising is seamless. We say this word over and over, but it really is true. Cruising is phenomenal. I love Scenic Group. I love the product. I really stand behind who we are and what we are as a company. I think that each person brings a unique perspective here. And I'm excited to see what the next few years look like. We have a lot of ships coming to the water. Our biggest announcement, of course, is Scenic Icon, which is coming in
Oh,
2028. Yeah. And we have a lot of river ships coming out. So definitely keep an eye on Scenic Group. We have endless news that we're sharing. And it's an exciting time to be in cruising.
and start planning now because when you just mentioned multi-gen, or let's say you've got your brother and sister want to come with you, um, you got to plan now. So plan for 2027, plan for 2028 because all these
Absolutely.
people have different schedules, work, whatever they have to do. If you can find that date, now you've kind of put it in on the calendar.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, cruising is the best option, I think personally, for multi-gen or all different types of interests, especially for adults and mature adults.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
I agree. I think get something on the books. It's also, look, here we are in the peak of summer. It's not too late to book a summer cruise. It definitely is not. Cruisers typically book, let's say, around 18 months out. But that being said, here we are in July. Book a Christmas market. It's the
Oh,
coolest way
yes.
to see Europe. It's the coolest way to celebrate the holidays. So you're never too late to book a cruise. And, I encourage anyone and everyone to go on both of our websites, scenic.cruises, emerald.cruises. Take a look at the brands, see what works for you, destinations you've always wanted to go to, and sky's the limit.
So my husband's like bucket list is a cruise to the Christmas markets, and he's said this for 10 years. So I to know that you do that it's got to be so beautiful with everything lit up
Yeah,
and to think that if you've got nothing going on in Christmas, why not just go take a cruise and
100%.
see the Christmas markets that are authentic and beautiful, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for more information, go to scenic.cruises. Oh, excuse me. For more information, go to scenic.cruises, emerald.cruises. Book that cruise because I promise you, you will not regret it. You'll be happy when it's done. And then the nice part about a lot of cruises is you've paid it off by the time it comes around.
That's
So,
right. And you go on the cruise and you don't
right?
have to worry. Leave your
Yeah,
credit card in the safe. You don't have to worry
done.
about a thing. It's set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about where's my next meal, what's going on, what excursion am I doing. Stress free travel.
Well, I think it sounds amazing. And of course, I'm going in August right now. Oh, speaking of that, are there any specials people should look out for throughout the year? Some little promotions.
Colleen, that's a great question. So we do have bonus savings throughout the year. With 4th of July, we just had 250 off per person for any of our sailings for 26 and 27. I encourage, again, everyone to look at both of our websites. We do sneak some bonus savings in throughout the year based off of holidays. Keep an eye out for October and our 40th anniversary. Of
Oh,
course, we have Black Friday. Yeah, so throughout the calendar, we definitely reward people who book ahead of time. They're fantastic deals. And so I don't want to give too much information, but it's always available on our website, on social media, and you can always contact your travel advisor.
Oh, I love all these insider tips. Black Friday, okay, and the 40th anniversary, everybody remember that
Right,
because that's
Black
coming up. There might be
Friday.
some specials. Good morning.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and we're doing a summer Black Friday as well. So Black Friday, summer Black Friday, our anniversary. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, well, 250 off per person is $500 for 2 people, so that's a lot.
Yeah,
You'd spend it somewhere else, right? Well, thanks so much, Alexa. It's always a joy to talk to you. I'm excited about
likewise.
our cruise. My
Yes.
cruise is in August, and Pamela, my co-host, is she's my co-host on TV. She's on one right now on the Scenic. So we're going to come back, talk about our time, and really relive it. Thank you, Alexa. And again, if anybody needs more information, go to scenic.cruises and emerald.cruises and check it out and check out those specials because I think they're going to be good. Just a guess.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Well, that was so fun talking to Alexa. She's a ball of energy, and I love talking cruising because you unpack once. I'm also a huge fan of small ships. But so thank you for listening to our episode on cruising. And if you want more inspiration, follow us at Round Trip Colleen Kelly on the socials. You can also visit roundtripcolleenkelly.com for more information and travel articles. And if you'd like to get in touch, you can reach me at roundtripcolleenkelly@gmail.com. And finally, if you like what you hear, please follow, subscribe, or leave us a comment here as you listen. And again, thank you for your support. I so appreciate you.